Hello, people of danisnotinteresting. How are you doing today? That's good. Ad up there in the corner, had to do that. So today we are doing Dan's anime recommendations part 2. As many of you will have seen, me and Phil did a video over on the Amazing Phil channel attempting to do some cosplay of various animes, and yeah, it was quite successful for Phil. It got a bit questionable for me or whatever. Make sure you go watch that because that is very funny, and it's the reason why I'm tying this into it again, another excuse to talk about anime. But I will say this, I'm about to talk about anime. I made an anime recommendations video before where I listed a lot. If you didn't see that, you should go watch that first, because I like explain stuff, because now that we're over like the introduction to anime and the beginner stuff, we can go deep. I just realised I can totally see myself in not even just my head, I can see myself in this. Hello, that's incredibly distracting. So as I'm sure many of you know, Crunchyroll, the anime website, sponsored the American Tatanoff. Insert picture of us in front of giant anime truck. I'll never not love that. So we have got the free trials again. So if you want to watch some free anime, go to crunchyroll.com/Dan, and then you can stream all the HD anime on all the different devices that your heart wants. And that is for Crunchyroll Premium, as usually you can just watch things for free with ads. So today I'm going to talk about the animes that I've watched since the last video, which was just in April, and I didn't think I'd have that much to talk about, and then I looked at this and I was like, wow, I watch a lot of anime, I really need to get a life. The first one I'm talking about today is called Food Wars, aka Shokugeki no Soma. This is an anime about some kids in a high school club, kind of, you could say. It is a cooking school anime following the story of this guy, Yukihiro Soma, that is from like a downtown diner for the common people that goes to an elite culinary school full of like stuck-up jerks. But the tone of it is extremely funny. It's like quite satirical, because when people eat a piece of delicious food, they have this like weird Pokemon Sailor Moon transformation moment where all of their clothes explode off their bodies and they're like, this is so delicious. And when you watch the first episode, you'll be like, what the hell am I watching? This is disturbing. But when you realise it's kind of a joke and that's the point, it's hilarious. So it's a good anime for just liking comedy and good characters. But the best thing about the show is the food, okay? If you care about food, if you're into food, just watching all the fake food that they make in this anime will make your mouth water. You'll just be dribbling the whole time, and it's incredible. The second season of it just came out, and me and Phil have finished watching the whole thing, and it's just, like, amazing. So, yeah. I mean, nudity, food, and angst. What more do you want from an anime? That's Food Wars. Next up in the angst department, we have Haikyuu is back with the next season. Now, I love this. This is the volleyball squad one. Just, you know, people playing volleyball. I love this. It's my life. Phil's getting a bit less keen in it because a thing with sports anime, instead of it being about angst and character development and drama, it just turns into sport games relentlessly and again, like Chihaya Furu Season 2, which we hated. Some of you might not like it as much as others, but I still think it's good. So a new show that's come out is called Yuri on Ice, which a lot of people are talking about. You might be thinking, Yuri, this character, why is he on ice? What it's about? Well, I'll pitch it to you in 3 words. Are you ready? Homoerotic ice skating. Yuri on Ice. There we go. I don't think I need to say anymore. Now, something me and Phil started but didn't really get the chance to finish because it's got like 1 million episodes is Hunter x Hunter. This is another incredibly popular anime about adventuring around the world. One of my friends loved this so much, he has a giant tattoo of the characters down his entire arm, so I recommend that. If you've got 1 million hours to just spend getting into a new universe, you'll need the time. One that a lot of people really liked that's new is called Re:Zero, and it's about this guy character who one day wakes up in a fantasy universe like a video game, and every time he dies he gets reborn and starts the day again, and he has to work out why he's in this fantasy universe, why has he got this mystical power, blah blah blah. A lot of people like this. It's got some maids in it, whatever, maybe that does that for you. Me and Phil, we watched like 7 episodes and then decided it was a bit crap and stopped watching it. Whoa! A lot of people are going to drag us for that, but I just feel like if you can't just dump something in a fantasy universe that's really generic, I need like original creativity. It just wasn't there for me, but maybe it will be for you. I'm sure all the people in there that liked Black Butler will probably love this. If all of this cutesy, teeny, angsty stuff is making you go, no, I want some good animation, I want quality art, I want something a bit more grown up, I can recommend the new show, Mob Psycho 100, really unique animation style. It's freaking crazy. It's about a guy that is an exorcist that is working with a fake psychic who people hire thinking that he's going to scam them, but then this kid is actually an exorcist and he exorcises demons from places and they go on adventures together. But it's crazy. I recommend you watch it if you want something a bit cooler and different, but maybe don't watch too many episodes at once or it'll melt your brain. Because me and Phil watched it at like 3 AM and we were like, my eyes are bleeding, what's happening? So all of those ones that I mentioned are on Crunchyroll. I'll link them down in the description, so make sure you check those out. You can just directly click on them. But a couple other ones I want to shout out. Me and Phil recently started this one, and it is called Ajin, Demi-Human. This is about a universe where these immortal beings that are like humans exist called Ajin. And then a school kid, I mean, what else would the protagonist of an anime would be? A school kid gets hit by a car, doesn't die, and then realises he is one of these immortal beings and then gets hunted down by the government, and it's a bit like Tokyo Ghoul and Parasite. You know, there's a main character that gets transformed into something. He's then being hunted by the government and other monsters, but it's really good. The animation is super cool. It's like computer generated and it's extremely violent and quite grown up. All I need is just to see a couple scenes of harrowing violence and then I know that something's good. So if you're in the mood for something spooky and scary, Tokyo Ghoul, Parasite, check out Ajin. Now remember in the last video I talked about an anime called Magi, which I said ruined our entire lives, and it was so incredible, and it was. You know, I think I'd probably put it in my top 5 animes of all time. It got a spin-off show about one of the characters called Sinbad. There he is with his so much purple hair. Like, honestly, that must be a nightmare to comb on a day-to-day basis. When me and Phil heard they were pausing work on Maggie to do this spin-off show, we were mad. Because we were like, we don't want to see anything about this little character. We want to see the main show continuing, but we gave it a shot, and honestly, after 3 episodes, we were like, fuck the main show. Honestly, we don't even care. Give us more Sinbad, because this is going back in time and following the teen adventures. Just Japan, all they care about is teen adventures of this guy called Sinbad, and it's incredible. So if you liked Maggie and you had something else to watch, or you just like hot guys with purple hair, check out the Sinbad. One that me and Phil watched on our gap between the Australian and American tours this year was Death Parade. A lot of you every day were like, watch Death Parade or I'm gonna punch you. And it's pretty incredible. Phil thinks that this is one of his top 5 of all time, so there you go. Philly stamp of approval. And what Death Parade is about is that when you die, if you die at the same time as somebody, your souls get sent to a location where these spirits decide whether you're going to heaven or hell, and they make you play a game to bring out the best and worst of your humanity to decide whether you're going to heaven and hell. So, you know, it's a bit like Saw, but not, you know, as horrible. So you've got this, like, classy bar with this guy and this girl, and they do things like, hey, play a game of darts, where every thing you hit breaks an organ inside somebody's body, and then people have to do, like, horrible moral decisions, and it's just really cool and stylish and very dramatic. So I think a lot of you would really like Death Parade. So we've had high school clubs, we've had big adventures, we've had scary violence. I bet a lot of you are thinking, where's the pleasantness? I just need that slice of life. I just need the calm, peaceful thing to help me relax after a harrowing day of being alive. Fruits Basket. This is the purest show I have ever... It's so innocent and sweet. We need to protect it. It's the story of this girl who is sleeping in a tent because her mum died, and then she one day discovers this weird family living in the woods from one of the pretty boys that goes to the school, and stumbles across the secret that all the people in their family transform into the animals from the zodiac whenever they get touched by a member of the opposite sex. Whoa, zany plot twist. And the reason this show is good, it's not about the comedy of what happens when all of these guys turn into animals. It's about the sweetness of this girl character who, despite having gone through so many traumatizing things, all she wants to do is help people and be nice to people and to get to know people and then try to help them and make them happy by working out what makes them tick. And honestly, she will be your role model in life. You'll watch this and you'll think, this is so pure and innocent. This girl sees the best in everybody. She just wants to get to know people and make them happy. If everybody was her, the world would be a better place. And it is just so sweet. You'll cry. You'll just be doing like little tender smiles as you hold a soft fabric of some kind, fruits basket. An honourable mention today is going to go to the Free Movie, which so many people have been telling us to watch. Yeah, this is the anime about the swimming club that started off kind of stupid in the second season. It got kind of actually surprisingly good and deep and, you know, talking about what you want to do with your life, and I liked it. And then this movie came out, which was going into the younger middle school years, and it's kind of stupid. It's basically filling in this angsty gap between when one of these guys' best friend moved to Australia and gave him a bunch of emotional issues, and then when they go to high school, and then the anime starts with them all joining a swim club together. And it's basically a bunch of people arguing about why they don't like swimming and whether they're not going to swim in a medley together. Except all the drama is like, it's just so stupid, I swear to God. If you like 14-year-old swimming, maybe there'll be something in it for you. And finally, this isn't technically an anime, but Phil was like, you have to talk about this. And I was like, I agree, we have to talk about it. This year, we watched, for the first time, Avatar: The Last Airbender. So this is not a Japanese anime, this is a Western cartoon that most of you here probably watched on Nickelodeon, so I don't need to talk about it. But everyone's always said about how it's amazing, and oh my god, it is incredible. What is it about, like, Full Metal Alchemist, Maggie, Avatar, these things that are just epic adventures with a group of friends? They're clearly my favourite kind of anime. Avatar is the story of a world where there's 4 tribes, fire, water, earth and air, and then people can learn to bend the elements, which is like magic, and there's one guy called the Avatar who can command all 4 elements, and it's up to him to restore balance to the world by stopping the evil Fire Nation that have enslaved everybody. And this is just about a group of pals going on a grand adventure in a creative, magical universe, and it's just amazing. I think most of you have watched this and you agree. If you haven't, if you're one of like these weirdos that's never watched Avatar, you need to just watch it. It's just amazing. And then when it's over, your life will have no purpose. You'll just be left in this void where nothing has any meaning anymore. I'm aware that there is a sequel called The Legend of Korra, which is supposed to be a bit more grown up and even better, and everybody keeps telling me it's going to ruin my entire life and blah blah blah. I'm going to watch it, haven't watched it yet, but I recommend it. And that is it. That is so much more anime to watch. I think you'll like all of those things. I'll list them down in the description. Make sure you check out the honourable mentions ones that I didn't talk about, because there's a few, like Butler, which I'm sure lots of you like, which is kind of terrible, and Soul Eater, which is, you know, really good, and Chihaifaru, which is kind of okay, and Madoka Magica, which is like really incredible, whatever. Check out the list, crunchyroll.com/damn. Check out the cosplaying video if you want to see an emotional roller coaster of us, and I'll see you next time on the side channel. Hope it wasn't too dusty when you click this video in the subscription box. Remember the password for another week, and I'll see you next time. Bye, you interesting bunch. No, I'm not going to come up with names for this, whatever.